Hello and welcome back to Old Truthford, the home of honestly biased sports content. Today we are covering Manchester United's 2-1 loss to the Seagulls, Brighton. Now, we went into the match optimistic. Alas, here we are. Brighton continue to be a bogey team for us. And yeah, we kind of just have to deal with the result today. But it all started with a mistake from Maguire from a cross that really should have been blocked off. And I think that's what makes it even more disappointing for us as the fans, because up until that point we were dominating the game. Brighton couldn't get a kick and everything was looking as though it was moving forward as it should. And then Maguire, one mistake, boom, changes the trajectory of the match. So let's go through these player ratings quickly. And yeah, I think what this game really taught us was that the Premier League is off the table. So for the few of us who were deluded enough to believe that we could win the Premier League, that dream is now dead. But what we can do is we can still aim for top four, because there were positive signs in that match. Like the first 30 minutes, Brighton couldn't get a kick. We were dominating. And it looked like we were going to score that early goal. And if it wasn't for a Xerxes knee, we would have been 2-1 up. And at that point, we probably would have been in cruise control for the match. So there are positives to take. There are definitely positives to take. It's just a bump in the road, so to speak. So, player ratings, let's go. Onana. I'm feeling for Onana. He conceded 2 goals, but I thought he played fairly well. What do we think for Onana? I'm gonna go. I can't defend conceding. It's partly his job to organise the defence. I think he didn't really make any saves. I'm going to give Onana 5.8. Didn't really see him do anything in that match, if I'm honest with you. He did play a good ball to Delo, who then put the cross in for Ahmad, where Ahmad really should have scored early on. But other than that, like, nothing really. This has ruined my weekend now, says Nav. Good to see you, man. It's a shame about the result. Oh, God. Then we've got Martinez. Martinez, I'm not going to lie. I think Martinez is a lot more capable. And even though I don't think he made any direct mistakes, it's his job to organise the defence. And that defence was a shambles today. So I'm going to give him a 6. Actually, no, screw that. A 6. I'm giving him a 5.5. Not good. Maguire, I do blame him for the first mistake. Came off around the 70th minute. I'm going to give Maguire a 5. Remember, guys, average for Old Truthford ratings is 6.5, so everyone's well below average. Maguire, 10 man of the match for Brighton. Yep, thanks, Christian. Onana takes so damn long on the ball, says Eshaw. He does. It's some of his balls are really good though, AO, but he does take a long time on it. Mazraoui, well, he picked up an assist. I don't think he put a foot wrong, if I'm honest with you. I think obviously conceding 2 goals as part of the defence is going to affect your score, but I'm going to go Mazraoui 7.5 2. Did pick up an assist. Delo, I thought Delo had a very good game. To be honest. There's that questionable bit towards the end of the match why no one's on the left-hand side, and you could argue that Delo is the reason why that happened, but I think that kind of lies with the centre-backs to organise their defence. So I think Delo, I'm going to give him... We've got to remember as well, Delo did stop a goal from going in off the line, so I'm going to give Delo a 7.1. I don't think Delo had that bad of a game. I think it was mainly the centre-back partners that really cost us that game, and the organisation at the back. So this trio, really, as well as De Ligt for the last goal. You can't really blame De Ligt, but at the same time, as a centre-back, it's your job to organise the defence, and the defence was not organised. So, yeah, that's how it goes. Where was Delo on the last goal? Delo was right next to Mazraoui on the right-hand side for whatever reason, but I don't know. I'd have to rewatch the goal and how it was conceded to see whose fault it was, but sometimes it's like that. Sometimes when a cross comes in, if you're closer to one side, you go to that other side, and then someone is supposed to fill in for you on the side that you're supposed to be in. So either somebody was supposed to fill in for Delo, or he made a terrible mistake of actually just staying on Mazraoui's side. So I think if it wasn't for that half mistake at the end there from Delo, he'd probably be man of the match for me. I thought he played fairly well, and he did stop a goal off the line. But yeah, that's why his score's only a 7.1. Casemiro, if 6.5 is average, I think it was below average. I don't think he did anything particularly wrong, but 6.3 for me. Definitely below average. Mainu, I think Mainu had a good game. I'd say it was above average. I'd say, but only just above, so I'd say probably 6.6. Let's see. Mount did absolutely nothing other than run. I'm going to give him a 5.7. Like, he was pressing well, but like we need some output. We need like some actual things to look at and be like, oh, okay, you gave us this. I mean, pressures is good in the final third, and arguably we could have scored maybe from some of the pressures that Mount applied, but without a goal or assist, mate, you're kind of leaving yourself out there to hang. If you haven't already, drop a like on the video. Need to keep the YouTube overlords happy and keep the lights on at Old Truthford Inc. But yeah, let's have a look here. So Rashford. Oh God, what's Rashford going to get? I can't give Rashford any higher than a 5.7. I don't know what he did. He didn't do anything in the game. Yeah, equal to Mount. Maybe pressured. Did some defensive work, but in terms of why he's there on the pitch, where's the goals? Where's the assists? Where's the creativity? Where's anything like that? It doesn't exist. So 5.7. Fernandez, unlucky not to get an assist. I think when Mount's on the pitch, he's diminished greatly, but when Mount goes off, you can see the real Fernandez. I would give Fernandez... I think he was above average. I'd give him a 6.7. I think Fernandez wasn't that bad. And now here we are with Ahmad, who honestly could have scored a few goals today if he wasn't offside all the time. But I think yeah, with the early chance, with a cross from Delo, with all of the offsides, and with the goal that he scored, I think even though it was a frustrating game from Ahmad, he still was a spark in it. So like, there's a reason he had so many opportunities. He kept doing the right things. So I'm going to give Ahmad my man of the match and give him a 7.4. Because I mean, he did score a goal in the end. What are we saying here, Christian? 5.7. That guy was somehow even less useful than Mount, and that is saying something. I could be swayed on the Rashford rating. I'm not going to lie. I could be swayed on that because I honestly can't think of anything good he did. But he did do defensive work. He did track back. But there were so many passes and so many opportunities where he just gave it away. Okay, you've swayed me. You've swayed me, Christian. I'm going to go 5.6 for Rashford. Because I do think the main reason we lost this game was for defence. Mainly these three players. But Rashford, in terms of just an individual attacking performance, poor. Really poor. Like 5 or 4, he is so checked out every time I see him play. I do think him putting his head down is poor from Rashford. Like, people are always going to question his body language, and it's not that hard to sort your body language out. Like, I think Rashford, he needs to be sold. He needs to be sold. I'm still going to give him a few more weeks in this season, but if it gets to January and we're still seeing this, I'm sorry, he's got to be sold. Surely. Delo is too high, admin. The only reason I'm giving Delo slightly higher nav is because of the goal that he saved off the line. So how he stopped that goal from being scored off the line. Like, and I do think they did have a good game overall. It's just that last bit of the game where, like, I need to go back and look at it and see, like, okay, was it because of Delo, or who was it that should have covered his space? Like, it's hard with corners and crosses to know exactly who should be covering what space, because that's what they work on the training ground, where, like, if someone moves out of position, then somebody should have been covering Delo, but no one covered him. So was that a miscommunication? Was that an error on Delo's part? Was that an error on another player's part? We don't know. But we lost because Delo was a right back instead of his position. I still need to watch it. I need to watch it back, because you can argue that we lost because of Delo, but then you can also argue that, like, in my opinion, Maguire is the main reason we lost that game. Because if he was switched on when that cross came in, the entire trajectory of the game, we go in to the second half 0-0, we make the change, and then we probably go a goal up, and then it's cruise control at that point. We're 1-0 up, it's cruise control, we'll score another because Brighton have to come out, Fernandes stays on, all of this sort of stuff, but I think that really changed the trajectory of this match. There were like 4 players on the right side. This is, again, why I also blame the centre-backs. Like, even though the full-backs obviously should be marking their posts, it's the centre-backs' responsibility to organise the defence. So, yeah. But let's go on to the Discord ratings. So we're going to get an average of what people are voting for on the Discord. So for Anana, we have an average rating of 5.8. So that's about on track with mine so far. I think Maguire's going to get absolutely skinned alive on these player ratings. But let's go with Martinez first. Martinez, so according to everyone on the Discord, Martinez gets 6 out of 10 on average. Maguire is going to find himself with a score of 4 on average. Delo is going to find himself with a score of 6.5 on average. So I may have been a bit generous with Delo, but I do think that had we conceded that goal and he wasn't there to save it off the line, then we would have been in a much, much worse position. Okay, Mazraoui is going to get an average score of... He's going to get an average score of 6.8, which again is lower than my own, but I can see why. Now for Mainu. Mainu gets an average score of... Gets an average score of 6.6, which is in line with mine, I believe. To be fair, most of his scores are pretty close. I think the only main disagreement points are Delo's rating. And I'm guessing Rashford's probably going to get like a 3 or something, because I think a lot of United fans are tired of Rashford putting in performances like that. But Casemiro's average score, was 5.8. Wow. Okay, people thought Casemiro had a really bad game. I thought Casemiro had an alright game. I don't think Casemiro put too many feet in the wrong positions or anything like that. Okay, as for Mount, he gets an average score of 5.5. So yeah, Mount is the lowest rated at the moment. And now what can Rashford, Ahmad and Fernandes get? Wow, lots of mixed scores for Ahmad. So got a big range here. Ahmad on average gets 6.3, man. He scored a goal and he's still got a 6.3. I think that's quite harsh. I know that he was offside quite a lot and obviously could have had 2 goals, but that's quite harsh for Ahmad. Now we're going to move over to Rashford's, and I expect this to be really bad. Let's see here. Yep, on average. Okay, yeah. People really not a fan of Rashford or Maguire. Rashford 4.5, which again, I can't really argue with because I've got nothing to back him up with. I can't say that he did this stuff well or he did that well. He defended well, to be fair to him. Like I saw an active effort with the pressing and defending, but other than that, man, it was bad. And for Fernandes, an average score of... average score 5.6 for Fernandes. Wow. 5.6 for Fernandes. He really deserved an assist in that game, but it was taken away from him. Let's see how the 2 scores differ then. Casemiro was mad, just his passing and shooting is horrible. City are behind. Ooh, okay. The plot thickens. Wait, City are behind as in like City have conceded against Ipswich? Or yeah, they have. Wow. McKenna doing the Lord's work. Calum, hi. How you doing, Calum? How's it going, man? Bruno hard earned. But for the rest, I would agree. Okay, so main differences. Onana 5.8 for admin, 5.8 for the Discord. Maguire, I gave him a 5, but obviously Discord gave him a 4. I gave Martinez a 5.5. Now, I think Martinez should take some responsibility for the 2 goals because it is his job to organise the defence, and he is a left-sided centre-back, so he should have been organising the back post on the left. So, yeah, I gave him a 5.5, but then obviously you guys have gone with a 6.0 for Martinez. Mazraoui picked up an assist. I don't think he did anything particularly wrong. I think 7.2 for Mazraoui. Everyone on the Discord gave him a 6.8. Delo, I gave him a 7.1. But everyone on the Discord gave him a 6.5, which I can see because that left-hand side was left completely empty. Casemiro, you guys gave him a 5.8. I gave him a 6.3. Again, I don't think Casemiro did anything particularly bad, but I think it was a below average score. Mainu 6.6, matched with the Discord there, 6.6. Mount 5.5. I gave him a 5.7, so yeah, I can't see much difference there. The biggest one, which I'm kind of confused about, is Ahmad. So Ahmad obviously gets a goal. I think he found himself in very good positions. He was our spark throughout the game. I'd give him a 7.4, whereas everyone else has given him a 6.3, which I think is fairly harsh. Then Rashford, I gave him 5.6, but then everyone gave him 4.5. I can see again why that score was given. Fernandez, 6.7. I think he was unlucky not to get an assist, but people in the Discord have no chill, and they have voted him a 5.6. So those are the 2 player ratings. I'm going to post those on the Instagram now to see what the people think. But yeah, lads, it's not the worst result in the world. I mean, obviously a loss is bad, but okay, it's not the worst performance in the world, rather. The result is the worst because you don't want to lose, but it's not the worst performance in the world because we were dominating that game until the Maguire mistake. It's against Brighton, who are our bogey team. Also, I think a few tweaks and we're really going to be hitting form. It's just a case of a striker being ready, because I don't know how much more the fans will put up with Mount and Fernandez being in the same team. Bruno, hard done, but for the rest I would agree. In pain like usual. Oh god, Caleb. What meds are you taking, Caleb? Ahmad scored but didn't do much for the rest of the game. I thought he did do a lot. Like, I mean, in you say he didn't do a lot for the rest of the game now. Like, I thought Ahmad was pretty much involved in everything we did attacking wise. Like, even for the goal that got disallowed because of Xerxes' knee, Ahmad found the perfect pass to Fernandez to set up the assist. So he got the assist before the assist. Like, Ahmad was involved in everything. Whereas Rashford wasn't involved in anything, and Fernandez didn't really create anything himself. Ahmad was our outball for the entire game. So, but yeah, I can see why people have negative feelings towards him because he didn't score that goal early on. But yeah, no, for me, I'd say Ahmad man of the match. For Discord, it was Mazraoui. I think it hurts in the moment that we didn't get the 3 points, but when we look back on this result, I reckon it's a sign of things to come. It's just a case of getting out of that negative momentum now, and hopefully this is the push for Ten Hag to take Maguire out of the team and put De Ligt in. So we'll see. Xerxes, De Ligt, and Garnacho need to start now. They do. I agree with that now. I think they are definitely match fit. And Rashford, Maguire, and who else? Rashford, Maguire, Mount. It's no surprise that they are, I think, in the Discord ratings, yeah, they are the lowest rating players. So, yeah, I'd agree. Because if Ten Hag's going to be fair, then he has to look at that and say, okay, we gave you the opportunities, you didn't take them. that's your lot. So yeah, but we'll leave it at that for now, lads. Hopefully see you for the next match. Just gonna have a quick look to see when that is. So it's going to be versus Liverpool. Oh God, and that is on Sunday, the 1st of September, at 4:00. Cool. I'll see you all there. Hope you all have a lovely weekend, and you can just forget about this. Go get crazy in the FPL, and yeah, need to win against Paul. If we do win against them, then we're back on top. So, and I think I've got a sneaky suspicion we're going to beat Liverpool. So, drop a like on the video if you haven't already. Hope you have a lovely weekend, and I will see you all on the next one. Godspeed.